Wagwan people, it's your girl Sarah Beth, and I'm back with another video. Yeah, people, I'm back. I'm back with another video. I'm about to go outside and run an errand, but I needed to reiterate a point that I made to my siblings that came back in my reflecting this week. And I was just reminiscing about my past friendships that I no longer have, and we were just chopping it up about things that we learned and red flags that we've now pointed out as red flags that we didn't recognize that as red flags back then. But yeah, I feel like people don't talk about red flags in friendships enough. And that is why it's so hard sometimes to discern when someone is really a friend, because we don't hear it enough. We don't, we glance over it a lot of times. And it's not until someone really does something really horrible or almost unforgivable to us that we do wake up and realize, wait, this person is not my friend. So I implore you guys, I encourage you guys, I would love for you guys, I think it would be to your benefit and to your advantage to recategorize certain people in your life and put them where they need to go as far as acquaintance, associate, friend, best friend, because not everyone is for every season. Sometimes some people are in your life for that specific purpose and they serve their purpose and they can't go with you into the next chapter. And I think that was my biggest lesson and my biggest takeaway from reflecting on all the friendships. They had one thing in common. This person wouldn't have been good for the person I became after the friendship was no longer a friendship, if that makes sense. So in hindsight, I actually am happy that the friends I have are my friends now, and they weren't always my close friends. Some of them were acquaintances, some of them were coworkers, some were just associates. We did the same thing, so we got close. And then over time, they've proven themselves to, really be valuable as friends. I truly graduated in my life as friends based off of things that we've gone through and just our values aligning. I think a lot of time we talk about having a partner who's equally yoked to do life with, but we don't talk about friends enough. It's important. It's so important. I cannot stress to you how important it is and how much it affects you when your friends are in your corner or not in your corner. You may not see it or you may not understand the effects of it until later on down the line. Like now that I'm looking back, I'm realizing that this friend was so negative and it made me think less of myself. And now that I'm no longer friends with this person, that negativity is no longer within my space, within my circle. So I'm beginning to think way more positive about certain things. And it just made me realize how much of an effect that one person had on my thinking and how I made decisions and just the way I moved. Your circle really matters, guys. And I didn't understand it until I started losing certain people. And when I sat down and I realized that I prayed for God to remove the people that are not for me, and I lost certain people. It was not like I lost all my friends, just certain people. I realized, wow, this person was not good for me in this way. This one wasn't good for me in this area. This one was not good for me simply because they didn't think of me as a friend. And that's another thing. You can think of someone as a friend and they don't think of you as a friend. There are situations where you would go all out for somebody, and when the tables are turned, they're looking at you like, why are you looking at me? We're not that close for me to be doing all that for you. But yet still, they allowed you to have them as a friend. But to them, you weren't their friend, if that makes sense. You following me? So yeah, it's a one-sided friendship. If you stop calling and checking on certain people, you'd never hear from them again. And that's when I realized this week, when I've been kind of MIA, who reaches out to me, who still checks on me, who still calls me, who still lets me know that they're thinking of me. That to me is a big green flag. That says, you know, this person is putting in effort. Where I lack, they pick up the slack. If I'm not feeling well, they'll reach out to me. Vice versa, if I notice that they're off, I haven't been hearing from them, I'll reach out to them. It's not a situation where you're always the one doing something and it's never reciprocated at all. Another red flag for me would be friends who count every favor that they do for you. You know those I don't know if you guys have ever been in friendships where they're them initiating or doing things for you or being kind to you or showing up for you is contingent on if you do it in return or how many times they've done it versus you've done it. It's like a tit for tat thing. Like you show up this time, so I'll show up the next time. You showed up for me here, so I'll show up for you there. That is to me so weird. The friendships I have, genuinely, sometimes it feels lopsided in how much this one person shows up for this person in this area, and then it feels lopsided on the other hand how this person shows up for me in this area. So but we don't do tally on who shows up for who and when and how much. We just care about each other, show up for each other, and that's it. It's not a competition, and it's not a match to see who's doing what. So over the years, I've noticed that some people will see you as friends and some people don't see you as friends, and you have to really pay attention to people's energy because it does not lie, and you have to match energy. I would encourage you guys to match energy. If you see that someone only calls you once a year to check on you, that says something versus someone who constantly checks on you. And I'm not talking about people who are nosy and just want to be in your business. I'm talking about genuinely wondering how you're doing because they notice something is off or they thought about you. You know, just that genuine care. And some of my friendships, it's funny because some of my friendships that are my dearest friendships are ones where we don't talk every day. We don't talk every day. Real friends don't talk every day. We have our own lives and we know that we'll catch up when we catch up. And we don't hold it against each other. That's another weird thing. I can't be friends with people who are mad at me because I'm not available every day. Girl, guy, do something with your life so you're not thinking about me every day. You know? So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on friendships and red flags. I think I'll do a video on green flags in friendships. But this week I've just been reflecting a lot on like my past friendships and how the people that I considered the closest to me or my real friends were the ones who did not see me that way, or they just started moving funny. And now I'm grateful. I'm very grateful that those friendships didn't last and they ended in the season that they ended in, because now I'm in such a great place. I'm in a peaceful place, and had those friendships still been ongoing, I don't think I would be where I am. I don't think I would have grown to where I have grown today. So in hindsight, sometimes when you have those friendship heartbreaks, it hurts in the moment, but later on, trust me, you will be thankful. You will be grateful because God knows best and he knows why he removed certain people, especially if you're one of those people who pray for God to remove the people who are not for you. And then you see friends just blocking you out of nowhere. Friends just stop replying to you out of nowhere. You and them didn't have any type of beef, but they have all this animosity towards you. It's like, God works quick and he works fast and he answers prayers. So don't question. Because I know for one particular friendship, I was just wondering, like, why did this person just stop talking to me out of the blue? And then God reminded me of a prayer I had prayed specifically for her to be removed from my life, because I felt like that friendship was distracting me spiritually. She would call me with all kinds of foolishness and distractions every time I decided to pray or read the Bible, and didn't want to take accountability when I, called her out on it. So she ended up blocking me. I don't know why or when it happened. I just called one day to check on her and I couldn't get her. I reached out to her boyfriend. Her boyfriend gave me the most attitude. Like, you the op. Why you trying to get in touch with her? You the op. And I'm like, all this heat, I'm just calling to check on her. And he's like, she good. And I'm like, all right. And I never bothered them again. That was that. So yeah, sometimes God knows why he removes certain people, especially when they've been distracting you from him. That's another thing. When God is a jealous God, he really and truly is. He comes for those who try to rip you away from him. He will come for them with the quickness. He will snip the connection. He will cut that friendship off, that relationship off, that family member off so quick. You won't even know what happened. It will happen so fast. But hindsight is 2020, and I'm just really in a grateful space that now I recognize certain red flags. I recognize that not everyone who you call a friend will see you as a friend. And you also have to make sure that you're equally yoked with friends as well. Make sure your values are the same. You can't be a party girl and be friends with someone who is completely opposite. It just doesn't work. There has to be some like-mindedness going on. You can't be saying you're a child of God and then be friends with a witch. It doesn't mix. If you say you're best friends with someone who mixes in crystals and tarot cards and all of this stuff, trust me, God is not pleased. Take inventory of your friendships and just be careful out here, because it directly affects you. Whoever you have access to or allow access to yourself, it directly affects your life and your walk and your journey and your purpose and what God has in store for you. Do not allow your friendships and your loyalty to people to get in the way of your walk and your growth. I know sometimes we have these expectations. You're going to be friends until you're 100 years old. But some people are just for a season, and I'm learning that, and I'm okay with that now. And I hope you guys learn that. Like, comment, share if you feel like some friendships are just for a season. If you've learned that, let me know if you agree. Comment if you have any red flags or green flags in friendships. I want to hear them, because I know the ones that I have can't be the only ones. So I want to hear from you guys. DM me, just let me know what you guys think about the whole situation of being equally yoked with friends and green flags versus red flags in friendships. Let me know of a time, or let me know, or comment if you want me to share story times of when I found out that people were not my friends. There were specific moments where I was like, oh, a friend wouldn't do this, so that means you've been jealous of me the whole time, or you've been thinking this way about me the whole time. You realize that the person has secretly been thinking a certain way about you this entire time, and it comes out in this weird way, or an argument, or something comes up where you end up discussing it and you find out wow, I thought you were my friend, but you're not. So yeah, let me know if you guys want a story time. I have maybe 4 different stories of times where I thought someone was my friend, and it shocked me and took me for a spin when I found out that they didn't see me the way that I saw them, or values weren't aligned. And I had to grieve the loss of those friendships. But now I'm in a better place. Now I'm at peace. I'm okay. I very much enjoy the friendships I do have now. They are more aligned with where I want to be and who I am right now. So yeah. But just let me know in the comments, like or comment. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And go follow me on TikTok and go follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for encouraging me to keep going and keep doing this YouTube thing. I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye.